guys, welcome back to Angel the Parakeet. Sorry, I'm a little sick right now. Nothing that she can get, nothing that anybody can really get. You guys probably know, ooh, I'm sorry. You guys probably noticed a different background. Her cage used to be out in the living room because I used to be out in the living room a lot, but now I've kind of been like hanging out in my room a lot more, so I moved her right next to my bed. So she's gonna be by me a lot more. And yeah, she's been very talkative today, so she's probably gonna be squeaking throughout this entire video. Yeah, sorry, her cage is kind of lopsided right now. But today I'm gonna be sharing the pros and cons of owning a parakeet, or better known as budgie, because you know, some people are just like, oh, I can just throw them in a cage and bam, they're gonna be happy. Not really. Let's get on with the video. So I'm gonna start with the cons, and then I'll go with the pros, because that way, like, we can get the bad stuff done first, and then like talk about what they are good at and some things that we love about them. Con number one is they are very noisy. Like I said, yup. You did a perfect example. Thank you. They're noisy. Like, I feel like that's what some people don't really understand. Is I usually catch her on days that she's not very talkative, which today I didn't do. I can make a video, but most of the time she's very talkative and just chirp, 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 chirp. So, yeah, I feel like that's what some people don't really understand, is that they are very noisy, and basically if you react by yelling at them, they're basically taking that as a reward. So you basically just have to ignore it, and I feel like that's like the biggest misconception, is that like people think, oh, when you yell at them they'll be quiet. Not really. They take that as a reward, like, oh yay, she talked back to me, or yay, he talked back to me. So really you need to just kind of ignore them. And then what I like to do is when she does stop, you know, like, give her attention. That way she knows, oh, so if I be quiet, then I'll usually get attention, but if I'm loud, then I won't get attention. Con number two is they're kind of hard to tame. It does take a lot of time and patience, and if you just don't have either of those, then I don't recommend a budgie, just because they do take up a lot of your time. Con number three is they're very social. Now this is a pro and a con. So meaning that they're very social is they always want your attention, and that goes back to how they are noisy. Most of the time when they squeak at you, they want your attention, and so when you yell at them, they are like, oh yay, I got attention, so I'm gonna keep doing it, you know. Very social, which is like good and bad, because, you know, that means that they're gonna squeak a lot, and, you know, they need a lot of interaction. She's been playing with that toy lately, and it's been adorable. Last con that I have is they can be kind of nippy. It just kind of depends on the bird that you get. Angel is not very nippy. A lot of people who have budgies, or they just kind of like to nip at them a little bit, so, you know, they can be kind of nippy. But most of the time, I don't really think that you'll find a nippy one. There's just some of them who are like, get away. You're so confused. Hi. So now we're gonna go on to the good things about them, the pros. Number one is you can talk and vent to them. So if you really just don't want to vent to another person, like your parents or something, then venting to your budgie is actually a lot of fun. I just did it this morning, actually. It's really fun to just vent to them, because especially Angel, she'll look at you like when you talk to her, and like, I remember this one time, I forgot what question I asked her. I was like, are you a good girl? And she like nodded her head. And it's just like really fun just to like vent to them. And some people don't like getting a response back. They just like to like pour their heart out. I know some people like to write it down in a journal. My hand usually ends up hurting, so I really like venting to her. Okay. I usually just like venting to her, and yeah. Number two is they can be social. That can also be a pro, because Like Romeo, my bearded dragon, he is very social, but it's just like, he doesn't always want attention. He's not always seeking attention like she is. So that can be like a kind of pro. Like, you can always have a buddy to talk to. You can always have a buddy to play with, you know, those kinds of things. Number 3 is they are kind of quite easy to care for. I'm not going to say that you can just stick them in a cage and they'll be good. Their care is pretty easy. It's just they are pretty hard to tame. But their care, like, you can really just get them a good sized cage. I want to bump her up to a bigger cage and just put a lot of toys in her cage, because right now she has like 4 toys actually. No, 3 toys, sorry. You know, she doesn't really have that much space. I know they don't really need too much space. Excuse you. I know they don't really need too much space, but yeah. Can you believe it? She's like, yeah, I want a new cage. Oh yeah, new cage, give me. But yeah, so I kind of want to bump her up to a new cage, but they really don't need that much space, but they do need space, and they just need their food and their water and their spray mullet, whatever, and just a couple toys, and that's pretty much it. Pretty soon I'll be doing a cage tour, so then you guys can kind of see how I set up her cage. But yeah. And then the last pro that I have is they're really beautiful, and they come in so many different colors. I saw this one at Petco. It was all white. There was no pattern or anything. It was all white. And she has like a dark blue tail, but then light blue like body. And then she has a gray head and gray wings. And I just think that's like, you're so cute. I just think that like that's adorable. And then there's like green ones. There's so many different colors, and they're all so pretty. That's why when I was going to adopt her, I couldn't decide which one I wanted. I was like, because there were so many and they're all so beautiful. But then I saw her and I like fell in love. So that is all that I have for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And we will see you guys soon. You having fun? Yeah, you having fun? She's holding on to it. Oh my god, that's adorable. This makes me so happy. Alright, bye guys.